everyone, and welcome back. If you guys have been following what's been going on, there's been a lot of rain up here. And up by the tent area, they got between 5 and 6 inches. And there are roads that are washed out. In fact, I'm going to go up today to do a tent check if I can get in there. I think I'm going to have to go a roundabout way on the one way up there's a culvert out, but they were hoping yesterday to get part of that filled in. Coming in the other way, there's the road is washed out, and it's actually washed out. There's the creek that comes in to the tent lake, and usually it's coming in. The water in the lake has went up 2 feet and has went backwards now and washed out the road on that side. I think I can still get in the back way, but then I have to worry about, when I go the back way or when I do the loop, there's that spot with them big double culverts. Well, nobody has been in there to see if that washed out. And those wooden bridges, you'll see me, like I went across it on the bike, and if I'm up there grouse hunting, I'll be walking and I'll cross over one of those wooden bridges. George sent me a picture where one of those, the water so fast, it took the bridge out. So now I went up and filled up with fuel, which is, 5 miles from the house, and then I thought, you know what, I better grab my chainsaw, so I'm running back to the house to grab my chainsaw just in case. All I'm planning today is to go up there and do a tent check and the folks' cabin check. My dad, he was going to maybe go up tomorrow. He was going to go up earlier this week, but there was so much rain, so he didn't. And then he was thinking about going up tomorrow, but I figured I better go up today and check everything because, in case trees have to be cut down or whatever. But so I'm planning on going up this morning, probably doing lunch there and coming home yet today. I decided to take my black truck up because, first of all, I've been trying to put more miles on this one instead of my white truck. This one has 324,524 miles on it already, but it's so reliable. It's rusty, but it's reliable. And plus, when it gets right down to it, like going through snow or mud or anything, hands down, this truck is much better. It doesn't have the wide tires, and the 6.0 diesel just lugs through whatever. So I would much rather have this truck in a situation that I'm going to today than my white one. This weekend in Duluth, Minnesota, which we're going to drive through in a little bit, they have Grandma's Marathon, so you don't want to be anywhere near Duluth this weekend unless you want so many people. It's just going to be a mess. Today is Thursday, so I'm glad I'm going up today. Traffic will start in there today, and by tomorrow night it'll just be a mess. During Grandma's Marathon, they all run right down here, and I can't imagine just 20,000 people that run that marathon. So I bet you traffic I wonder if they block this whole area off. I don't know. All that rain that fell was not last night, but the evening before that. Actually all day that day, it just kept waving over. So I would think a lot of the water has dropped. I mean, it's not like it's melting snow. It just needs to, you know, it filled everything up and there was nowhere for it to go, so it's slowly going down, like draining out of a bathtub. So I'm guessing that it's down quite a bit by today. Why don't these people ride their bikes on this stupid sidewalk thing over there? It drives me crazy. I'm gonna run in here and grab a box of hamburgers. Well, the water is definitely dropping. You see that camper right there? The water was right up, the news had a picture of it, and the water was right up to the bottom, the sleeping area. Oh wow, look at how it washed out the, wow. I don't think these tracks are used anymore, but that's amazing. You can see that water was way up here. I don't know if it caused. This looks like a pretty fresh break right there. Let's see what else we can find today. The road must have been underwater here. Oh, you can see where on the edges where, wow, look at over there, it's just completely washed down underneath the road. Well, they don't have the road closed thing on here, so maybe I can get through this way. Yesterday they were saying that it was closed off right there. You could not come through this way. Wow, that water's high. Melissa asked me this morning, she says, I wonder why the roads wash out up here so much. And I was thinking, you know, I mean, her, born and raised in Louisiana, they get roads that flood a lot down there. But everything down there is pretty flat. So it comes up slow and goes down slow. Where here, we're much more hilly. Down there, I think it's the house when we had it down there was like 4 or 6 feet above sea level. Up here we're what, 1,000 to 1,500 square feet above sea level, so everything runs downhill a lot faster than, you know, when it's not flat. This area right here is usually just, I mean, it's no more than 8 to 10 feet wide. There's no water over here on this left side. There's a name for the river, but it's more like a creek that just goes slowly through here. I've never seen this one this high. And it really flows in the spring. If you guys remember a few years ago, I walked right out there and walked all the way down the river on the stones. It was just barely trickling. Yeah, I don't think getting in here is going to be a big deal. I mean, I would have thought that this would be underwater. The road here going to the tent driveway is usually worse than this during deer hunting. That's what it looks like coming into the tent driveway. Oh boy. Wow. One thing up here though, it's a gravel bottom. Long as nothing washed out, you're okay. Wow. Everything looks good in here. I don't see anything that's wet or anything. That lake is way up though. The dock right now is probably 6 or 7 inches underwater. And this water has been dropping, so I hope that boat motor didn't go totally underwater. I'll have to run over and check the folks' place too and make sure everything's okay over there. Take a look at his dock and see what it looks like out there. I almost grabbed my computer this morning and I thought, I don't need it. I'm coming right home. I wish I would have, because we could have looked on the trail camera that's on the dock and maybe got a picture of how high the water got. You never know if something would have triggered it. So the rain gauge here says about 4.5 inches. Look at the mosquitoes. Ah. Look at this, them geese been coming up in his yard, pooping all over the place. Oh, I should have put bug spray on. They are just, I can't even explain it. Everything looks good in here too. Well, let's head back to the tent. Normally this over here on the side of the tent is all dry except for one little spot over here where years ago I drove my Bobcat in there, my skid steer, and almost got stuck. And it's been a little 4x6 pond there ever since. I think I'm just going to get out of here and have lunch when I get to town. I'd like to go out the back way if I can and see how bad the road is going that way. So just a quick thing in my journal saying I was here checking on the flood stuff, and then we'll leave. Well, we've been here for 23 minutes. I don't even want to cook up there. As soon as you start that gas grill, do you know how many mosquitoes that would attract? Let's get out of here and see what else we can see with this flooding. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into going this way. I think though that since it rained 2 days ago, somebody has driven through here. Could be the Forest Service or whatever. Because like in the mud there, I saw a track that I would think at 5.5 or whatever inches of rain fell, whatever that thing said, it would have washed them out. See, you can see tracks right there. Doesn't mean they didn't go so far, turn around and come back either, but I'm curious to see just past one of the places where George will go into his deer stand when we had deer up here. Although I did see a deer about a mile before I turned onto the tent road, across the road in front of me. In the spring, it's always, almost always, covered in water. I'm anxious to see what that'll look like now. So right in this area is where George goes in, and usually when you get around this corner in the spring, no, not at all. Right down here it's usually water. I mean, that waterway is pretty full. That's such a pretty little spot. Right down here is where I go into my fire stand. You know, I wonder what all that water did to the grouse hatch. I mean, everything was so perfect for the winter. I was seeing a lot of grouse, and I thought, wow, this is going to be a super year. And now this could have really, you know, killed off some of the little ones. The next thing to check now is where the river goes under this road. I mean, I show that in so many videos. Well, apparently we're not leaving this way, and neither did anybody else. They stopped right here. Wow. Wow. I wonder if the road is even there anymore. Holy crap. I guess we turn around and go back the way we came in. I don't see any deer tracks. About going the other way and seeing if I could see any other storm damage, but now I'm getting hungry and it's a long drive until I get anywhere that has food. They just replaced this. Look at when I drive on there, the water comes up, so it must push down. They just replaced this culvert maybe a year ago, 2 years ago maybe. It's never backed up like this at all. You don't usually see water here. Oh, we can see it better on this side. Coming back, look at how it washed that away. This here still amazes me. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. Another short trip up to the tent. I think I'm going up again next week to try to get that antenna put in for my dad. I will see you guys on the next video.